You are listening to GameBreak, brought to you by HNE.
This video is sponsored by... The main series of Pokemon games rarely change from generation to generation. They all still require the trainers to collect Pokemon, train them, evolve them, and compete against other players. However, in the case where the games leap from a new generation of hardware, new features arise. Pokemon X and Y is a leap from the previous generation of Pokemon games thanks to the much-needed graphical improvements as well as play mechanics. While the game essentially remains the same from those of the previous versions, the ease of accessing features to compete, trade, and train has improved significantly. Once certain actions are taken to obtain the C gear, 3 new features appear at the bottom of the screen. The player search system enables players to easily connect with other players locally or via the internet. Players can battle, trade, and grant each other O-Powers. O-Powers provide boosts to certain abilities for a limited amount of time. Pokemon Amy is a means to increase friendship with Pokemon through feeding and the playing of games. It is also the means to obtain a specific evolutionary form of Eevee. Super training is the quickest way to improve a Pokemon's effort values. Highly competitive players should find the feature to be an easier method for maximizing a Pokemon's statistics than the alternating battling of assorted wild Pokemon. Until this generation of Pokemon games, the sprites that were used were blocky. Now you can see your character and Pokemon in all of their glory. You can even customize your character's outfits. During certain battles and cinematics, the 3D feature can be enabled to reveal some fantastic animation. The attention to detail and the change visual perspective is certainly a welcome change. The soundtrack in these games, while superior in quality to previous games, is essentially the same music as previous games in the series with a few newly added tracks. However, this generation of Pokemon games does offer voice chat. Players may decide to enable the chat prior to connecting with other players. Its quality is not the best, especially when there is ambient sound. The main series of Pokemon games has never suffered from not being replayable. It is part of why Pokemon games have a higher resale value than some others. The truly dedicated players out there keep every copy of Pokemon that they have obtained, which makes for slim pickings in the pre-owned Pokemon inventory of some stores. Perhaps the 2 biggest selling points of Pokemon X and Y are the over 60 new Kalos Pokemon from the region and Mega Evolutions. The increased size of the Pokédex appeals to the collectors, while the Mega Evolutions appeal to the competitive players. All in all, these games are worthy of a Pokemon player's attention. Just a heads up, Pokemon Bank is compatible with these games. For only $5 United States a year, it is a worthwhile investment to be able to store your Pokemon and transfer them to future generations.
To read more in relation to what was covered in this segment, previews, reviews and other game-related articles, log on to www.haslage.net.